Good morning, everybody. Wanted to jump on Facebook Live this morning. It is January, and we are at the beginning of the year still. So, question for you. Do you want to learn how to get your business website to page one, not number one, but page one of Google? So if you do, then you are in the right spot. 10 years ago, it used to be super easy to just put up a website, make sure you have some keywords in there, and get ranked on page one. That is not the case anymore, and it's highly competitive. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about just 3 tactics that we use with our clients and ourselves to get to page one of Google. And most of these you can do pretty much on your own. So stay tuned. For all of you joining me, go ahead and put your comments in the comment section, like and share. If there's anyone that you know that could use this information, I would love a share. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So let's get started. So Fingerprint Marketing fans, this is Pia Larson with Fingerprint Marketing, and today I'm going to share with you 3 things that we do for our clients to get them to page one of the Google search results. All right, number 1 is to create a content linkable asset. And what I mean by that is that Google made some updates on what they're going to be ranking, and we have found that the ones that get ranked the best are websites that have niche content. So I wanted to give you an example. Say you're an interior designer and you want more traffic to your site. You want more prospects to, let's say, read an article on how to work with you on a kitchen redesign. So in the past, you would write a blog post or do a video that says, okay, so you want to design a kitchen, go ahead and go to House, which is another third-party platform, pick out your design, and then call me for a consult. Done and done. So now a better tactic would be to write an article, again, or a video that is super thorough. So pretend that you are the prospect. What are the information, what are the things that you need to go ahead and move forward with a kitchen remodel? So for example, how do you start an account on House? How do you pick a color? How do you pick cabinets? You want to write step by step in your blog post or your video everything that the consumer is thinking in their head, because what will happen is you will answer all their questions, so they don't have to go searching anymore, and Google uses this as a signal that you have a quality website. So you want to think about everything. So how do you choose the knobs on the kitchen cabinets? How would you, what questions should you ask an interior designer? I mean, everything. So you become the go-to source for people looking to do a kitchen remodel. So you are becoming the expert. You could even go so far as to share design ideas in your blog, and anything that is 2,000 words or over is going to do a lot better than a quick blurb. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have 2,000 words in your text, but you'll find that once you start peeling things apart and going deep into your prospects' problems or questions that's running through their mind, you'll find that you will be rewarded by Google for higher search ranks. Hey, Stacy, nice to see you. So that's number 1, create a linkable asset. The other thing that happens when you create niche content, whether video or text, and very deep content, is that you will be linked to from other websites. And this increases what we call your website authority, which is also a signal to Google. The higher authority, the more they will serve you up in the search results. Thanks for joining, Stacy. So I wanted to show you an example. I'm sharing my screen. So the person that does this the best, in my opinion, is Neil Patel. He takes questions that are in people's mind and thinks of every type of question they might have about this topic and breaks it down. So I wanted to share with you just an article that just to show you how deep he goes. So he will include video, he will include graphics to show statistics. And obviously this might not be a topic that you would write about, but this is strictly an example. So for example, if you were an interior designer, how to get started on your kitchen remodel could be a good title, right? So scrolling down here, so using titles to break up the copy. See how he uses short sentences, and he will link out to articles to support what he's saying. Here's some questions. Why doesn't content marketing work as well as it used to? So this is probably something that he's been asked before. So actually using the questions that your audience is asking. He'll link out to tools, and then he'll take screenshots, which is very powerful. So this is where if you're an interior designer, you can go ahead and create a mood board and put in examples like create a mood board on Pinterest for your kitchen, and you can show them an example. You can even go as far as how do I create a board on Pinterest. I mean, get very, very granular, and trust me, you will be rewarded for this. And again, just a reminder, this doesn't need to be text. It can be video, and then you have the video transcribed, and all that content becomes text. So anyhow, so he breaks it down. These are all the questions. Again, more screenshots, more screenshots. He goes really deep, so I'm not expecting you to go this deep, but you can always use this formula. So more screenshots, more screenshots. I mean, he goes really into depth. The nice thing about creating a linkable asset like this is if this is an evergreen piece of content, and what I mean evergreen is in your business, this is a question that you get asked all the time, and this is something that in 4 years your clients are still going to want to know. That's what I mean by evergreen. It doesn't really, the questions or the topic doesn't really change. Hey Stella, nice to see you. Doesn't really change, but the nice thing is that you can go back year after year and update this content. So let's say there's a new tool to checking out a new tool for interior design to put together your mood boards or what you want to include. So then he puts a conclusion in here. So I just wanted to share that one thing on the first tactic that we have. So people will read it, they'll stay on your site longer, which will indicate to Google that you are a quality website and you become the go-to expert. So number 2, to help increase the chances of you getting on Google first page is to optimize your title tag and meta description. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. Let's see here. So let's go to interior. I'm going to do a search for, we'll continue with our example, interior design Seattle. Okay, so these are the search results. You see the ads up front here. So number 2 tactic is to make sure that your title, which is this right here, the blue link, and the description right here is optimized and exactly what Google is looking for. So the meta title needs to be kind of like your hook. So when you're writing an article or an email and you want people to open the email, this is your hook, right? So this is like you getting people intrigued. So here's how's number 1. Let's see if we can find another one. So the 2 things you want to make sure that are included in your title are the words interior designer, or not interior designer. I'm sorry, interior designer, correct, which is better than interior design because you're going to end up getting more people that are DIYers for interior design than you are for people with buyer intent looking for an interior designer. So you would use interior designer as a keyword. The second thing you want to make sure if you are a local business is to make sure that you're including the word Seattle or whatever town you're in or surrounding area. So I'm looking to see if anyone's done this well. So here's someone who hasn't done it well. They've included their name. I don't know who Michelle is. I'm certainly not going to click on this link because I don't even know if so she's an interior designer here, but all it says is home. That doesn't do any good for me, right? It doesn't say that she is in Seattle or anywhere near me. Seattle interior design. So this is better, right? Because it's got the keyword for my city and it's got the terms interior design. Seattle interior designer, that's great. What I would recommend here is putting Seattle interior designer first and then the name of the company. Let's see here. This is also good. Seattle interior design, that's great. So right now we're only looking at the title. Okay, so what this is, if you go to my website, you'll notice, let's see here. So if I hover over the browsing tab on my website, hopefully you can see that. It might be covered up. But do you see the hover text? It says Seattle Web Design Company, website designer, Seattle, Fingerprint Marketing Agency. So I'm putting my keywords up front that are local and for what people are searching for. They're looking for a web design company, and then I put my brand at the end. So that is the meta title. Now the meta description is this part here. Now this is your chance to shine. This is to get people to click through to your website, because folks, the battle is only half won when you get to page 1 of Google, okay? Then you have to get people to click through to your website. If you don't get people to click through to your website, you will not show up consistently in page 1 of search results for your keyword, because it's an indicator to Google that yes, you are getting people to, yes, you are getting on page 1, but then you're losing interest. People are not clicking through. So the best way to do that is to create a easy to read description of what people can find and what they can expect when they go to your website. So let's just look at the interior design again. Explore the best projects completed by Seattle interior designers and easily book a free in-person design consult. So for this, it's perfect, right? It's probably, there are probably several interior designers. So if I'm looking for several different options, this would be great. So I would probably click through to that. Let's see here. Specialize in resident. So this is better, right? It's got a description of he's a design firm in Seattle and he specializes in residential design. Okay, that's getting better. Now you have this much space, so take advantage of it. Put in what your specialty is. Put in, you know, again, your Seattle base. Put in maybe award-winning or something about materials or wholesalers that you work with. So these are things that you can think about to add into your description. Okay, any questions, you guys leave them on, and then on the replay I will come back and answer your questions. So number 2 tactic was to optimize your title tag, which is right here, and the description on your website on the home page. Number 3 is one of my favorites. It's a free tool that you can use to do keyword research. It is Google Search Console. So like I said, it's a free tool. You can go ahead and create an account and go log in. You add your website URL, and then you go to the left side and you go to performance. Let's see here. Performance. And you can type in any time that you want to track. So let's say the last 3 months. So you can change it to the last 6 months, the last 12 months, but I'm going to keep it at the last 3 months. So this is in order to get to page 1 of Google. So what we want to do is we want to look at what are people searching for. The people who get to my website, how did they get there? Well, they searched these keywords. Okay, so people typing in web design trends 2019, you definitely want one of the 10 results to be your brand name. Okay. Google is rewarding brand equity, which means that the more people are talking about your specific brand, Fingerprint Marketing or whatever your business name is, the higher on the search results you will get. They will reward you for that. So that's why social media comes into play. That's why video comes into play. This is where your engagement with your content comes into play. Anytime someone is talking about fingerprint marketing is going to help. And you want to make sure that in the top 10 results of what people are searching for is your brand. So other things people are searching for, website trends, because I have it 2 different ways written here. So a lot of people planning for 2019, as you can see, right? Why is marketing important? Here's another one. So I can see how many, so this showed up in the search results, and 435 people who found this on the page 1 of search results clicked through to my website over the last 3 months. Now you can set up your own benchmarks, but what you can do is you can go back to these articles. So here are the pages where you can find the articles. Here's the article. You can go back there and continually tweak, because here this article is obviously getting a lot of traction in the last 3 months. So if anything comes up that I can see, like maybe a new trend as of today that I didn't know about, that I can talk about, I would go in and add an additional paragraph. Now, I'm not going to stuff any new keywords in there. I'm not going to like force it. I'm just going to continually adding to the content. And I'm using this tool to make sure that I am working on the right articles. Because, I mean, honestly, I have about, I think, 1,000 pages of content on my website, because I've been in business for 13 years. So you want to just keep working on the top results. And also what's really good is, let's say you have an article on website trends, but then you find another search term that you wouldn't necessarily think that people were searching for. So this gives you real insight into the searcher's intent. So what I mean is, if you maybe it's a second article that you can write. Maybe you can expand on it. So this is Google Console, and it's definitely going to help your rankings in search engines. So if you liked this video, I would welcome you to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. If you like these Facebook Lives that I'm doing every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, go ahead and subscribe and leave your comments. If you have any questions on the 3 tactics that I have talked about today, please leave your comments and I'll come back. And thanks for joining. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.